My name is Dominique Forac, Dassault Systèmes, Europe, France. We are here for the World City Summit, so I would like to know how Virtual Singapore can help you to accelerate your goals, for you to make your goals quicker.
How do we make our growth, economic growth?
No, our goals.
The
How
goals?
do you meet your goals quicker with Virtual Singapore?
Sorry?
Our goals. How do we reach our goals quicker?
Yes.
What goals?
What goals?
With the goals of Singapore with Virtual Singapore.
With virtual Singapore.
Yes.
Oh, you mean IT, smart nation?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is something which we are working on. I don't think that we are the leading city in the world in this, because many other cities are working on this. But it is something which we are focused on because we think that we have some natural pluses in making use of IT and in becoming what we call a smart nation. And that is that we are compact, one city. We are also one level of government. So it's not just a city within a country, but a city where you can do everything which you need to do in order to facilitate and set the rules for this to work. And we are also a city where our population is IT familiar. They are wired up. They know the technology, they can use the technology, they're familiar with it. And I think, very importantly, they work with a government where there's a degree of trust, where they're prepared to accept what we are doing and try it out and embrace it. I give you an example. We are setting up a network of CCTV cameras all over the island. Public places, corridors, lift lobbies, void decks in our housing estates, for security purposes, so that if something happens, you can track back, you can identify the people. And you're talking about 50, 60,000 cameras all over the island. It's very useful from a law enforcement point of view. But it is not so straightforward to do because people must be convinced that this is good for them, they will benefit from it, and it is not to intrude on their privacy. And in Singapore, we have been able to do that, and there has been acceptance from the population that this is a scheme which is good, and we'd like to have it. In fact, residents say, when can we have this? Because I want my daughter to feel safe. I don't want to be harassed by loan sharks. Put cameras around so that we can track what is happening. And that comes not just from the technology, but also from the trust and the confidence between the government and the population that we are doing things for the good of the people. But there are a lot of things which you need to do, and there are difficult decisions which have to be made. I mean, we have to work on our medical records, for example, to computerize them, to make them accessible, at the same time to make sure that you protect the privacy of the people. We want to track, well, you could track handphone data, anonymized, to find out where the mass of the population is, commuters are moving, where the traffic jams are, where you need to improve your public transport. That's a lot of potential, but again, people have to believe that this is something which they will benefit from. We want to use IT in order to improve our medical services. I mean, telemedicine, so you can conduct a consultation over Skype link, and then the doctor, the nurse can see you and check whether you're eating your medicines and whether you look as if you need to see the doctor in person. And that also depends on trust, so that over the line you're prepared to talk and you can engage one another. These are things which we are doing. The preconditions are being created. The projects are being pushed. We are putting the resources in it. But it is not easy to transform an organization or a city which is already operating in a certain way to go and change it to operate in a different way. And some of the change will be disruptive, and we will have to find ways to get people to adapt to the changes and to live with it, and to benefit from the consequences. For example, Uber is all over the world. We have Uber here. We have other similar services, companies like Grab in Singapore, and they are beginning to have an impact. And our taxi operators are concerned, and we are changing our rules to make it fairer between the taxi operators and the newcomers, the new services. But everybody, I think, in Singapore knows you have to move forward and you can't block this from happening. It's a difficult matter. In Paris, you've had demonstrations over this, in London, in Melbourne, in so many cities. And it's an understandable human reaction to disruptive change. And I think if we want to move fast, one of the things we have to do is to address these human, reasonable concerns and find ways to help people to adapt to the new situation.